Hello, and welcome to the Facts. Tonight, we are going through strange, creepy, and quietly fascinating science facts that you can listen to while relaxing, working, or falling asleep. No loud jumps, no panic, just the weird side of reality explained slowly. The deepest part of the ocean is not just dark. It is a place where sunlight has completely died. In the Challenger Deep, nearly 11 kilometers below the surface, the pressure is so extreme that a human body would be crushed instantly without protection. The water is freezing, the darkness is permanent, and yet life still exists there. Tiny organisms, strange fish, and pale creatures survive in a world that feels more alien than many planets. Scientists have even found plastic waste in this deep place, which means human pollution has reached one of the most remote environments on Earth. The terrifying part is not only how deep it is. It is that our own planet still hides worlds we can barely visit. One of the toughest animals on Earth is smaller than a grain of sand. It is called a tardigrade, or water bear. Under a microscope, it looks almost cute, but its survival ability is disturbing. When conditions become deadly, a tardigrade can dry itself out and curl into a state called a tarn. In that state, its metabolism almost stops. It can survive extreme cold, dehydration, radiation, and even the vacuum of space. It is not immortal, and it cannot live normally in space, but it can pause life in a way that seems almost impossible. Add water again, and some tardigrades slowly return to activity. A creature too small to see with your eyes can outlast environments that would kill humans instantly. Your body is glowing right now, but your eyes are too weak to see it. Human cells release tiny amounts of visible light during chemical reactions inside the body. This faint glow is thousands of times dimmer than what the human eye can detect. Scientists have recorded it with extremely sensitive cameras in complete darkness. The glow is not the same as body heat, and it is not some supernatural energy. It is real biological light produced by normal cellular activity. Even stranger, the glow can change during the day and may become stronger at certain times. So you are not shining like a lamp, but your body is quietly emitting light every moment you are alive. Your brain is hiding part of your own face from you. Your nose is always inside your field of vision, but most of the time you do not notice it. Each eye sees the nose from a slightly different angle, and the brain combines both views into one useful picture of the world. Because your nose is always there and usually does not help you detect danger, your brain filters it out. The same thing happens with the feeling of clothes on your skin, a quiet background sound, or a smell after you have been in a room for a while. Your brain is not showing you everything. It is editing reality so you can survive without being overwhelmed. Just as you are falling asleep, your body may suddenly twitch and make you feel as if you are falling. This is called a hypnic jerk. It usually happens when the body is moving from wakefulness into light sleep. As your muscles relax, the brain can misread the sensation as a loss of balance and send a sudden signal to tighten them. Stress, caffeine, exhaustion, and irregular sleep can make this more likely. Some people also see a flash, hear a sound, or feel a brief dreamlike drop at the same moment. It is usually harmless, but it feels strange because it happens right on the edge between being awake and dreaming. Your body is powering down, but your brain is still checking for danger. And that is the strange thing about science. The more calmly you look at the world, the more unreal it becomes. The ocean has places colder and darker than nightmares. Tiny animals can pause life. Your cells glow in silence. Your brain edits what you see. Even sleep can begin with a false fall into the dark. Some of the strangest science is not hidden in space or at the bottom of the ocean. It is hidden inside your own body, quietly working while you do not notice it. There are tiny creatures living on human faces. They are called Demodex mites, and they are usually too small to see without a microscope. They live near hair follicles and oil glands, especially around the face. Most people never feel them, and in small numbers they are a normal part of human skin. At night, they may move slowly across the skin surface, feeding on oils and dead cells. The creepy part is that they are not rare invaders. They are part of the tiny ecosystem that lives on you. Your skin is not an empty surface. It is a living landscape filled with bacteria, oils, cells, and microscopic organisms that spend their lives in places you almost never think about. Your stomach contains acid strong enough to break down food, kill many microbes, and damage living tissue. The reason it does not usually digest itself is because the stomach protects its inner wall with a thick layer of mucus. This barrier keeps the acid and digestive enzymes away from the cells underneath. Every day, your body has to maintain this defense while also using acid powerful enough to help dissolve what you eat. If that balance is disturbed, the same system designed to keep you alive can cause pain, inflammation, or ulcers. Your stomach is like a controlled chemical chamber inside your body. It is useful, necessary, and slightly terrifying when you remember that it is running quietly under your ribs. Your eyes can create light that is not really there. If you rub them or press on them gently, you may see sparks, rings, dots, or strange glowing shapes in the dark. These are called phosphenes. They happen because pressure can stimulate the retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye. Normally, the retina responds to light. But when it is physically stimulated, it can send signals anyway. Your brain receives those signals and interprets them as flashes, even though no light entered your eyes. This means your visual world is not a perfect recording of reality. It is a story built from electrical signals. Sometimes, the brain can see stars that exist only inside your nervous system. Your brain can make pain feel like it is coming from the wrong place. Brain freeze is a good example. When something very cold touches the roof of your mouth, blood vessels rapidly narrow and then expand again. This sudden change activates nerves connected to the face and head. Your brain then interprets the pain as if it is coming from the forehead, even though the cold is inside your mouth. This is called referred pain. It shows that pain is not always a clear map of damage. It is an interpretation created by the nervous system. Sometimes the body sends a signal from one place, and the brain points to another. Your senses feel direct, but they are filtered, translated, and sometimes mistaken. Your dreams can disappear almost immediately after waking. During REM sleep, the brain can create vivid scenes, emotions, and strange stories, but the systems that stabilize long-term memories do not work the same way as when you are awake. A dream may feel real while it is happening, then fade within minutes because it was never stored strongly. The moment you wake up, light, sound, movement, and new thoughts begin replacing the fragile memory. Checking your phone, getting out of bed, or thinking about the day can erase it even faster. The dream is not always destroyed. It often fails to become a lasting memory. Every morning, your brain may leave behind entire worlds that vanish before you can describe them. And that is what makes the human body so unsettling. Tiny creatures live on your skin. Acid waits inside your stomach. Your eyes can invent light. Your brain can misplace pain. Your dreams can disappear before you can catch them. You are not just living in the world. You are living inside a biological machine that hides most of its work from you. Now we leave the body behind and look upward, where the universe becomes quiet, beautiful, and deeply unsettling. There may be planets drifting through the galaxy without any star to orbit. These are called rogue planets. Unlike Earth, they do not have a sunrise, a sunset, or a familiar path around a parent star. They move through space alone, dark and almost invisible, unless they briefly bend the light of a distant star behind them. Some may have formed normally and were later thrown out of their solar systems by gravity. Others may have formed in isolation from collapsing gas and dust. A rogue planet could be larger than Earth, colder than anything we can imagine, and wrapped in endless night. Somewhere in the galaxy, entire worlds may be traveling silently through darkness, with no sun in their sky. The moon is slowly leaving Earth. It moves away by about a few centimeters every year, which sounds tiny, but over millions of years the effect becomes enormous. The moon's gravity pulls on Earth's oceans and creates tides. Those tides slightly transfer energy from Earth's rotation to the moon's orbit, pushing the moon farther away and slowing Earth's spin. In the distant past, the moon was much closer, and days on Earth were shorter. Far in the future, the night sky will look a little different. The moon will appear smaller, and total solar eclipses will eventually become impossible. Nothing dramatic will happen tomorrow, but the quiet truth is strange. One of the most familiar objects in our sky is gradually drifting away. A neutron star is what can remain after a massive star explodes. It is one of the densest objects in the universe, second only to black holes in its extreme nature. Imagine squeezing more mass than the Sun into a sphere only about the size of a city. The gravity is so intense that normal atoms cannot exist the way they do on Earth. A tiny amount of neutron star material would weigh billions of tons. Its surface could have mountains only millimeters tall, because gravity crushes everything almost flat. Some neutron stars spin many times per second and send beams of radiation into space like cosmic lighthouses. They are not large, but they are so dense that they turn size into something almost meaningless. Venus is sometimes called Earth's twin because it is similar in size, but it is one of the most hostile places in the solar system. Its atmosphere is thick with carbon dioxide, trapping heat in a runaway greenhouse effect. The surface is hot enough to melt lead. The pressure is so crushing it would destroy most spacecraft quickly. Above the surface, clouds contain sulfuric acid, and the entire planet is wrapped in a yellowish haze. From space, Venus looks calm and bright, but below the clouds it is a furnace. It is a reminder that a planet can look beautiful from far away and still be deadly up close. Earth and Venus may be neighbors, but one became a living world while the other became a warning. Black holes are not cosmic vacuum cleaners, but they are still terrifying. If the Sun suddenly became a black hole with the same mass, Earth would keep orbiting almost the same way. The danger is not that black holes pull everything from across the universe. The danger is what happens when something gets too close. Near a black hole, gravity can be so different between one side of an object and the other that it stretches matter into long, thin streams. Scientists call this spaghettification. Light itself can be trapped beyond the event horizon, the boundary where escape becomes impossible. From the outside, a black hole is not a hole in space. It is a place where the rules of time, light, and gravity become extreme. Space feels empty, but it is full of slow-motion danger. Planets wander without stars. The moon drifts away. Dead stars become crushing spheres. Beautiful planets can hide deadly surfaces. And black holes wait quietly, not chasing anything, but changing everything that comes too close. Life on Earth can look peaceful from a distance, but the closer you look, the stranger and darker it becomes. There is a fungus that can turn insects into something that looks disturbingly close to a zombie. Certain parasitic fungi infect ants and change their behavior. The infected ant may leave its colony, climb to a specific height, and clamp its jaws onto a leaf or branch. Then the fungus grows inside the body and eventually releases spores that can spread to other insects below. The ant is not making a normal decision anymore. Its body has become part of the fungus's life cycle. It sounds like horror fiction, but it is a real biological strategy. Nature does not need monsters with teeth when it can create organisms that quietly take control from the inside. Some jellyfish can do something that almost sounds impossible. The species Turritopsis dornia is often called the immortal jellyfish because, under certain conditions, it can reverse its life cycle. Instead of only growing older, it can transform its adult cells and return to an earlier stage of development. This does not mean it cannot die. It can still be eaten, injured, or killed by disease. But the idea that a living creature can step backward in biological time is unsettling. Most animals move in one direction: birth, growth, aging, death. This tiny jellyfish shows that life is sometimes less like a straight line and more like a loop that nature has not fully explained. Deep inside caves, life can survive without sunlight. In some underground systems, organisms do not depend on plants or photosynthesis at all. Instead, tiny microbes use chemical reactions from minerals, gases, or sulfur compounds to create energy. These microbes can become the base of an entire hidden ecosystem, feeding small creatures that never see the sky. This matters because it shows that life does not always need sunlight to begin a food chain. It can survive in darkness, underground, and in places that seem completely dead. That makes Earth feel stranger, but it also makes other worlds more interesting. If life can hide in dark caves here, maybe it could hide under ice or rock somewhere else. There is a place in Antarctica where red liquid flows from a glacier like a wound in the ice. It is called Blood Falls. The color does not come from actual blood, but from iron-rich salty water that has been trapped beneath the ice for a very long time. When the water reaches the surface and meets oxygen, the iron reacts and turns reddish, staining the frozen landscape. The result looks unnatural, almost like the glacier is bleeding. Underneath, scientists have found that microbial life can survive in this cold, salty, oxygen-poor environment. Blood Falls is a reminder that even the most frozen places on Earth can hide chemistry, movement, and life beneath the surface. Volcanic eruptions can create lightning. When ash, gas, rock fragments, and ice particles explode into the air, they collide and build electrical charges inside the volcanic cloud. If the charge becomes strong enough, lightning flashes through the ash. The result is one of the most violent sights in nature: fire from the ground and electricity in the sky at the same time. It can look like a storm from another planet. Scientists study volcanic lightning because it can help reveal what is happening inside eruption clouds, but visually it feels almost mythological. A volcano is already a reminder that Earth is not truly calm. When lightning appears inside the ash, the planet seems alive, angry, and ancient. The natural world is not gentle just because it is beautiful. Fungi can guide insects to their deaths. Jellyfish can reverse part of their life cycle. Caves can feed life without sunlight. Glaciers can bleed red from hidden chemistry. Volcanoes can fill the sky with lightning. Earth is not only the place we live. It is a planet full of quiet systems that become terrifying the moment we understand them. Even when the world seems quiet, invisible things are still moving around you, through you, and inside you. Sleep paralysis can make a person wake up unable to move, sometimes with the feeling that something is in the room. It happens when the brain wakes before the body fully leaves the state of sleep paralysis that normally protects you during dreams. During REM sleep, your muscles are mostly kept still so you do not act out what you are dreaming. But if awareness returns too early, the mind can become awake while the body remains locked for a short time. Some people also experience strange sounds, pressure on the chest, or shadowy hallucinations. It can feel terrifying, but it is usually not dangerous. The frightening part is that the nightmare is not fully asleep anymore. It opens its eyes with you. The smell after rain is not really the smell of water. One of the main things you notice is a compound called geosmin, which is produced by certain soil bacteria. When rain hits dry ground, tiny particles and aerosols can carry that earthy smell into the air. This is part of what people call petrichor. The scent feels fresh and peaceful, but its origin is strangely biological. You are smelling the activity of microscopic life hidden in the soil. A quiet rainstorm can release signals from organisms you never see, turning the ground beneath you into something you can suddenly detect. The world does not become alive after rain. The rain only makes the life that was already there easier to sense. Some lakes can explode. This rare event is called a limnic eruption. Deep volcanic lakes can trap large amounts of dissolved carbon dioxide in their lower layers. If something disturbs the water, the gas can suddenly rise and expand, like opening a shaken bottle on a massive scale. The cloud of carbon dioxide can spill over the land and push away breathable air near the ground. Because carbon dioxide is invisible and odorless, people and animals may not understand what is happening until it is too late. Lake Nyos in Cameroon released such a deadly gas cloud in 1986. A calm lake can look harmless on the surface while holding a silent danger deep below. Forests may be more connected than they appear. Beneath the soil, many trees form relationships with fungi around their roots. These fungal networks can help move water, minerals, and chemical signals through the underground world. Some scientists study how trees under stress may send warning signals or share resources through these root and fungal connections. It does not mean forests think like humans or talk with words. But it does mean a forest is not only a collection of separate trees. It can behave more like a hidden system, with messages and exchanges happening in darkness below your feet. The peaceful forest path above may be sitting on top of a living network you never see. Invisible particles from space are passing through you right now. When high-energy cosmic rays hit Earth's atmosphere, they create showers of smaller particles, including muons. Many of these particles pass through buildings, rocks, and human bodies without being noticed. You do not feel them, and most pass through harmlessly, but they are real traces of violent events in space. Some may come from the sun, while others begin their journey far beyond our solar system. Every moment, Earth is being touched by the universe in ways our senses cannot detect. The night sky is not only above you. In a quiet, invisible way, tiny pieces of space are constantly passing through the room. And this is where we can leave the world for tonight. The body can wake before it can move. Rain can carry the smell of hidden bacteria. A lake can hold invisible gas beneath a calm surface. Forests can connect through darkness underground. Space can pass through you without a sound. Science does not always make reality feel safer. Sometimes it makes the quiet parts of life feel deeper, stranger, and more mysterious. So if you are resting now, let the world keep moving softly around you. The ocean is dark. The stars are distant. The forests are awake below the soil. And your own body is still doing thousands of quiet things while you slowly drift into sleep. Thank you for listening to the Facts. Tonight, we explored the strange side of science, from the deepest parts of the ocean to invisible particles from space, from sleeping bodies to hidden life beneath the soil. The world is much stranger than it looks, and sometimes the quietest facts are the most mysterious. If you are still awake, let this be the final thought for tonight. Even in silence, life, space, and nature are always moving. Rest well, breathe slowly, and let your mind drift. Good night.